In this video, you're going to learn my weekly split, why I chose this weekly split, my entire back day routine, why I chose the exercises that are on my back day routine, then why I chose the order of those exercises, and then the importance of proper nutrition and staying consistent and developing a success-oriented mindset. So let's go ahead and get started. So why should you listen to me? Well, the reason you should listen to me is because I started from the very beginning knowing absolutely nothing. I started as a small, not very muscular fat kid who then became skinny, and then I became jacked. And I became jacked by doing constant research as well as getting into the gym and taking action. I spent 3 whole months building an entire guide, and I included everything into that guide that I know about bodybuilding and everything I learned along the way, and also the science behind it. I included how to properly gain weight, lose body fat, and most importantly, how to gain muscle mass. If you get access to this course and follow its advice, I can guarantee that you will see your dream results. You have my word. This course guide can be found in my description as well as under my profile. I became jacked. I did that by doing all the research immediately, right off the bat. And I did it by watching YouTube, looking at websites and articles, testing out courses and products, and most importantly, and this is the most important piece of advice that I have for getting started, is taking action and actually getting into the gym and getting started. I not only learned by doing research, but I also got into the gym right away and got the experience right off the bat. And that's honestly how I learned the most. I've been lifting naturally for a little bit more than 5 years now, and I feel like I have a lot of the results to back up my words. Without further ado, let's get started into my weekly split. My weekly split basically consists of doing chest on day 1, and then back on day 2, shoulders and arms on day 3, and then day 4 is legs. After that, I'll take a rest day only if I really need to. So if I don't need to, I'll just repeat the process right over again. So that's my weekly split, and then let's go into why I chose this weekly split and the reason behind that. I chose this weekly split because every muscle group is hit twice every 8 days. And that's obviously assuming that I didn't need to take a rest day. Let's say hypothetically I need to take a rest day. So then that would mean every muscle group is hit twice every 9 days. I probably take about 2 rest days every month. So that's a good gauge of how much I'm actually hitting every muscle group per month. Not only that, it allows optimal time for the muscle groups to recover in between training sessions. So if we take a look back at my weekly split, we can see that in action. So for example, chest is on day 1, and then day 3 is shoulders and arms. So on day 1, obviously, not only is my chest being destroyed, but also my shoulders and triceps are as well. So then I give my shoulders and triceps 48 hours or 2 days to recover by the time it's time to hit them on day 3. Day 1 is chest, day 3 is shoulders and arms. So there's that time period in between there to allow my shoulders and arms to recover. It is a good rule of thumb to give your muscles 48 hours of recovery time. And then the same goes for day 2 back and day 4 legs. So on day 2 for back, I do deadlifts, and on day 4 for legs, I do squats. And both of those movements involves the same muscle groups in a lot of areas. So hamstrings and glutes are 2 of the largest muscle groups in the body, second to the quads, but both of those are being used in both of those movements. So they need that 48 hours of recovery time, as you see in my weekly split. And if I take a rest day if I need to, that just really helps the recovery process even more. So it also allows for a lot of variability during my 8 days, so that my 8 days of training aren't getting very boring. They're constantly being different, changing up. And, for example, if I hit chest on day 1, immediately day 2 is back. Obviously very different. So it kind of keeps it less boring and a lot more interesting, so to speak. And most importantly, out of everything, I see a lot of muscle growth while doing this split. So, if I didn't see all that growth, I would not be doing this split whatsoever. So that's definitely the most important thing to take away. That's why I do my weekly split. Let's move on to my actual back day routine, which is what this video is all about. So basically, I'm just going to discuss exactly what exercises I do on my back day routine. And then a little bit later, I'll discuss why I actually chose these exercises to be involved on my back day. And then we'll also discuss why I chose the specific order of those exercises to be present on my back day as well. So let's get started. So first on back day, I do deadlifts, and then I'll move on to targeting my lats, and I'll do that by doing lat pull downs, and then I'll move on to my mid upper back movements, and that will be chest supported T-bar rows, and then I'll move on to seated rows, and then I'll finish the workout off with rear delt flies. which targets my rear delts, obviously. So yeah, that's my back day routine. Now let's discuss why I chose these exercises, and then later on we'll discuss why I chose the order of them, like I said already. So I chose these exercises because I wanted to build a solid functional strength. I wanted to build up my lats, my mid upper back, and also my rear delts. So that's basically the whole goal on back day. It's functional strength, lats, mid upper back, and rear delts. I do deadlifts because those are what build the solid functional strength. Functional strength is basically strength that I will use in my day-to-day life if I have to pick up something heavy around the house. Deadlifts are going to be really what will facilitate that happening. I think they're the best strength-based lift because they use so many different muscles in the body. It's just about every single muscle in the body is at least targeted in some way. And yeah, like I said, it's great for lower body development. The main thing here is the functional strength. And then I'll move on to lat pull downs. I prefer these over any other lat movement because they are perfect for growing the full lat. So every part of the lat is destroyed after doing these lat pull downs. I'll usually use the normal lat pull down bar for lat pull downs. Sometimes I'll move to a machine that, has handles or something like that. I think they're the best lat movement. So currently I only do one movement of lats, and that's the lat pull downs. And I do 2 movements for mid upper back. And that's because I need my mid upper back growth to catch up to my lat growth. Because my lats have been growing a lot because that's what I used to really target on back day. Now I'm trying to really have my mid upper back catch up, and it is working so far because of this split and also this workout as well. So I do T-bar rows because I think they're my favorite mid-upper back movement. But also, YouTuber and science-based lifter Jeff Nippard, he thinks that they are the best back movement of all of them. I think they're great too. I like them, but I also agree with what he said. So yeah, then I'll move on to seated rows, which are also great for building the mid-upper back. Both of those row movements will also target a little bit of the lats as well. So then I'll finish off the workout with rear delt flies, like I said, mainly because I think they're obviously the best exercise for building the rear delts. Rowing movements are also good, but I think rear delt flies are necessary for targeting the rear delts. I like to do those on a reverse pec deck. And honestly, a lot of this I found out by going into the gym and, like I said again, taking action and just getting started. That's how I learned the majority of this. Now, obviously, a lot of it also came from doing research and watching YouTube videos and seeing YouTubers like Jeff Nippard, of course. Very important process is to research, go on articles, look at websites, read about working out and fitness and dieting and everything. Arguably, even more important is getting into the gym and actually getting started. That's how I learned most of this information. Now we're going to get on to why I chose the order of these exercises and why that's actually quite a big deal. So the reason behind the order of all these exercises is mainly just all about energy expenditure. So how much energy am I using to do each movement? That's going to be the basis behind the order of all these exercises. I start with deadlifts. That's mainly because they are the most energy taxing out of all these movements on my back day, so I do them first. They are the most compound movement of all movements in the gym because, like I said before, they use the most amount of muscles. Then moving on to lat pull downs. I like to move on to lats because it's just how I prefer to do it. It feels like it takes more energy to do lats than it does mid upper back. Some people might feel different, but that's just how I prefer to do it. That's another good reason why you need to get into the gym and get started and start taking action, because I took action and I figured stuff out like this that works for me. You can listen to me talk about how I figured it out and what I think, but you need to go into the gym and actually get started and take action, because that's where you're going to learn the most. That's going to be a major emphasis on this video, is taking action and getting started in the gym and not just doing research and, watching all the YouTube videos and thinking that you have to know everything before you go into the gym. Trust me, that's not how it is. You need to get into the gym while you know little to nothing, actually, because taking that action is what's going to teach you the most. So after I do lats work, I move on to the mid upper back work, and I do T-bar rows before seated rows, because I actually feel like they take more energy to do. Again, it's just the energy expenditure thing. So then I'll move on to seated row, which finishes off the upper back training, and I like those a lot. I just feel like every one of these movements on this list is great for targeting the desired muscle that I'm wanting to target. I finish off the workout with rear delt flies. Again, with the energy expenditure thing, they take the least amount of energy out of everything on this list. So that's why I do them last. Part of that's because they're the smallest muscle on back day that I'm training. So that's the reason why I do all these exercises in this order. So like I said, deadlifts are first because they take the most energy out of all of the movements on this list. And then rear delt flies are last because they take the least amount of energy. So That's the reasoning behind the order of all the exercises. So now that we've discussed basically my entire back day and the science behind it and the reasoning behind everything, this is the most important part about fitness and dieting, which is the importance of proper nutrition. Everything that we've discussed already can only happen if you have proper nutrition. You need to get your nutrition right before you get in the gym. Nutrition takes up about 75% of your fitness life, and then 25% of your fitness life is actually lifting and working out in the gym. You got to get your nutrition right before you can actually start lifting. Proper nutrition can actually be broken down into 3 subcategories, and that is daily protein consumption, daily water consumption, and daily calorie consumption. So starting with the protein consumption, you need to be consuming about 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight. So let's say you weigh 170 pounds. You need to be consuming 170 grams of protein per day in order to see the desired results. And then you also need to be consuming about 1 gallon of water daily. I would say at least 1 gallon of water a day is perfect. So what I like to do is I like to get a gallon jug of water from like Meijer. I think it's like $1.39, and you just try to drink it all during the day. And seeing that water left in that gallon will kind of promote that motivation, I guess, to drink the rest of it. So that's how I do it, and then fill it up first thing in the morning. So that's kind of how I go about getting my water in every day, because drinking enough water can be a challenge for a lot of people. So I think that could be a good way of doing it. And then daily calorie intake, it depends on your specific goals. So if you're bulking, you need to be in about a 500 calorie surplus, meaning you eat 500 calories more than what you burn daily. And then for cutting, it's basically the exact opposite. You basically are just in a 500 calorie deficit, meaning you eat 500 calories less than what you burn a day. And the calories that you burn a day are called maintenance calories. And you can find that out by going online and searching like maintenance calorie calculator or something. So yeah, that's how you can find that out. I would say that those are the 3 most important factors of your nutrition. There's some other things like your micronutrients, like, getting enough vitamin D and stuff like that, but I don't think we have enough time to get into all of that today. I would say that these are the main 3 bullet points to start out on getting right on your nutrition: is protein, water, and calories. So then moving on, this is arguably the most important part of all of life, honestly. Life. It depends on whatever you're doing. You could be going to the gym, getting your nutrition right, starting a business, getting your academics right, and that is staying consistent and starting to develop a success-oriented mindset. And like I said, staying consistent and developing a success-oriented mindset is going to be the basis of all life and all success in any areas of life. And again, I have an entire module in my guide that goes into depth on how to formulate the success-oriented mindset. It is broken down to various different aspects that you will need in order to jumpstart your journey to success. Again, this guide can be found in the link in my description as well as under my profile. Consistency and the mindset, they kind of go hand in hand. Being more and more consistent every day will build your mindset, and building your mindset will lead to being more and more consistent. So it's kind of a cycle, and that's why I added them on the same slide. Like I said already, no matter what area of life it is you're trying to improve in, whether it's the gym, your diet, business, academics, whatever it may be, in order to see any progress in anything, you have to stay consistent with your goals. In this video specifically, we talk more about gym and nutrition. My suggestion when you're trying to get started on a success journey is write your goals day to day. So your goals need to be daily goals at the beginning, because trying to think about the future and trying to plan way ahead is daunting, and it's not a good idea. My suggestion to you is to make daily goals. Daily goals will have to come with maintaining a schedule. So that's the next bullet point here, is maintaining a schedule and building that daily schedule and reaching your daily goals. That's where you need to start out. Don't think too far ahead. That can lead to being demotivated and getting burnt out. So just think about everything day to day, having daily goals and having a daily schedule like listed here. And that's going to come from also obtaining healthy habits. So a lot of healthy habits are going to be sort of like what we already talked about, is gym and nutrition. That's going to be a huge 2 healthy habits I would highly suggest that you get right. Without a good diet, you're not going to have a very good mindset. So you need to get your diet right so that you can build that success-oriented mindset. And also going to the gym will really help with confidence and just having a clearer mind. And then also I listed meditation and journaling. Those are 2 more healthy habits. Meditation could be anything that you want. That could be prayer or any kind of general form of meditation. Anything that really just clears your mind and helps you have a clearer mindset for working harder and working better is meditation, any form of that. And also journaling. Journaling every night before you go to sleep is what I would suggest. Either that or first thing in the morning. So that's going to involve you writing down your thoughts on the paper, really just kind of helping you get your thoughts out and written down will help having that clear mind so you don't have a bunch of thoughts spinning around when you're trying to do work. So that's how that's going to help you out. And honestly, writing down your schedule is a form of journaling. So, that kind of plays hand in hand. So maintaining a schedule, journaling, they all kind of formulate together in this success-oriented mindset. Doing all of this, obtaining healthy habits and destroying unhealthy ones as well. And, meditation, journaling, maintaining a schedule, gym and nutrition. Doing all this will eventually result in you wanting to do more and more work and work harder and harder. And honestly, the second you see that starting to play a part is the beginning of your success-oriented mindset starting to build. So it's really a great thing. The second you start seeing that you want to work harder and that you want to be more disciplined and you want to see more results, that's that success-oriented mindset coming into play and being built. An example of this happening is, let's say you're day 6 into your daily goals, like I was talking about. And let's say today, your daily goals are to get up and get to work immediately and then get to the gym, hit your protein goals, whatever it may be. But let's say that you say, well, I've done pretty good these last 5 days. I think today I'm going to sleep in and relax and not really do any work. By the end of that day, if you're really sticking to your plans and you're really seeing results and you're really sticking to your healthy habits, staying consistent like we've talked about already, you will really begin to see that you're not really that happy with relaxing. You're not really too happy with relaxing or chilling out, so to speak. You'll realize that you have felt better on days that you have worked all day and not taken any breaks than you have relaxing all day. That's that success-oriented mindset starting to develop. And this kind of plays into this fairly famous quote that the pain of discipline is never as bad as the pain of regret. And that's exactly what's being explained here. You were happier at the end of the day on days that you worked all day than you were at the end of the day on days where you didn't work at all. Right? So being happy on a day that you worked all day. You work all day and you get to lay down in bed knowing that you deserve rest is a much better feeling than going to bed at night after a day of relaxing, knowing you didn't do anything. That should be your goal right now, is to start to build this success-oriented mindset. And fitness and dieting is only just a healthy habit that'll really get you to that success, right? So let's say, for example, I want to build a business. Going to work on my computer is me working on my business. That can be considered a healthy habit underlying this consistency and the success-oriented mindset. So like I said already, staying consistent and developing a success-oriented mindset is the overarching aspect of life and all success journeys, no matter what you're doing. Like I said, whether that's fitness, dieting, academics, business, whatever it is. That's the overarching thing, and that's the most important thing. And you can think about it like this. You can think about it like staying consistent and the success-oriented mindset is an overarching title. And below that is bullet points. And those bullet points are going to be your daily goals or your weekly goals or just your goals. Also your healthy habits. For example, going to the gym is one of those bullet points. Proper nutrition is another bullet point. And then working on your business or whatever your thing is another bullet point. And then meditation and journaling are 2 more bullet points. And doing all of that is what's really going to lead you to want to work harder and harder every day. And that is what builds, again, that title of that bullet point list, your success-oriented mindset and staying consistent. Because like I said, staying consistent and the success-oriented mindset is a cycle. Being consistent every day will build that success mindset. And then that success mindset will fuel you to be more consistent. It's completely awesome. Obviously, this slide is probably the most important slide in this video, but also probably the most important topic of this video is taking action and getting started with whatever your thing is. Obviously, the point of this video is to talk about my back day routine. So in this video, it's talking about taking action on getting started in the gym. You can really relate this to anything. So if you're trying to start a business, taking action on getting started working on your business, taking that business risk, jumping out and taking that leap. It's really going to be what decides your success. And like I said before, staying consistent and having a success-oriented mindset is a giant cycle, and that's the overarching thing. But then if you take a step back, the real overarching thing of all of this is, like I said before, is taking action and getting started. And when you take action, that's when you start setting those daily goals. And that's when you start coming up with all these healthy habits and building your schedule and starting meditation and journaling, gym and nutrition, and having all these healthy habits, and then eventually wanting to work harder and harder every day and building that discipline every day that, I want to go to sleep tonight knowing I worked as hard as I could today and things like that. And all of that is based around building the success-oriented mindset. That's basically all I have to say about that. So let's go ahead and recap what we learned today. And that's going to be my weekly split, why I chose that weekly split, my back day routine, why I chose the exercises that are on my back day routine, why I chose the order of the exercises, the proper nutrition that's necessary to fuel your training, and obviously staying consistent and building that success-oriented mindset. And then take another step back, like I said, taking action on whatever it is for you. In this video, it's talking about taking action on getting started on your fitness journey and getting into the gym. You compare taking action to anything in life. Taking action is the main thing. And then another main thing underneath taking action that you will build is that consistency and that success-oriented mindset. And below the success-oriented mindset is going to be all of those healthy habits and daily goals that you have for yourself. And honestly, the second you really start to build your success-oriented mindset is when you can start stepping back and saying, all right, next year I want to do this. You can really start to make goals that are going to be far in the future. Because at first you want to do the daily goals, like I said. But once you start to build that success-oriented mindset, you can step back and say, all right, next month I want to bench 225, or next year I want to have 20K on my bank account. So whatever that thing is for you, you can start to make those goals, once you start to see that success-oriented mindset starting to build in your head, where you just want to work and work and work, and you're starting to really, really want whatever it is. So yeah, that basically consists of this whole video and everything I wanted to talk about. If you thought it was valuable, helpful, interesting, whatever it may be, you can drop a like down below and just maybe even subscribe. It's completely free, and you can change your mind at any time you would like. And you can join us on the journey. I hope you enjoyed. That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.